welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a tag video. I watched Abby Williamson's video on this tag and thought, that sounds like fun. I think I should do it as well. And here we are. This tag was originally created by Agape Love Girl. I will link her down below. I think there's 11 questions. 11 questions. I have them up on my laptop in front of me, and I'm hoping the fan doesn't kick in and get super distracting, but let's just dive in and see where that gets us. I guess we should just like pump the brakes for a second and just tell you what the tag is. It's called the Boujee Guru Tag. I suppose you could have just read the title of the video, but there's that additional little bit of information for you. Okay, let's do this. So, number one, would you rather buy one expensive / luxury item or buy several items with the same amount of money? I can answer with absolute certainty that I would buy several items with the same amount of money. I always, especially on like the Sephora sales, like they have their, I think it's 20% coming up in a couple of weeks. I always think, okay, I'm gonna buy like one super expensive friggin' skincare item or something like that. And then the time comes and I'm like, but that's like 90 bucks and I could buy like 4 other things for that. So I never end up actually buying the really expensive item. So I would definitely rather have several less expensive items for the same amount of money. It's like bang for buck, right? Like it's maximizing on your money. Question number 2, when it comes to beauty products, do you believe the phrase, you get what you pay for? Yes and no, because there are some drugstore gems that don't cost a lot of money and they are fantastic. Likewise, indie brands. You can get some amazing quality products from indie brands that you're not paying $60 a palette for. So I really think that cosmetics, there is a lot more of an even playing field, and I don't know if that analogy actually applies now that I think about it. I'm delirious with hunger, guys. My liquid diet has started. Ketosis hasn't set in yet, so I got the brain fogs going on. Anyways, I think what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to spend a ton of money to get high quality products. I think a lot of times the price comes down to the name of the brand, the marketing efforts behind it, the packaging of it, and then whatever they claim to be the super fancy ingredient. And I'm seeing this more and more where they're like, now patented with our limited blah blah sparkle shine powder, and like it's not a thing, it's just something that they've made up. Or crushed diamonds, where the fuck are they getting these diamonds from? What, that doesn't sound ethical. So I don't think that you have to spend top dollar to get high performing products. And I think at some point the quality kind of maxes out. Like the things are what they are and they can't really get much better than that. So La Mer charging like $100 for a liquid highlighter? What? I have an $11 one from Annabelle that I freaking love. I'm not gonna spend $100 on that. I'm having a hard time getting my head around $90 for the Pat McGrath foundation. And that's Pat McGrath. Like, I trust that she knows what she's doing. It's $90 here in Canada. That's a lot of money. So that kind of goes back to question number 1. What else could I get for that $90? I can get a lot more than one bottle of foundation, I will tell you that. So at some point I think it's just the name and the hype, like the Louboutin lipsticks, like I think they're like $125 here in Canada. It's a lipstick. Like at some point, they're not any better than like a $40 lipstick. Like it just, I think sometimes they just charge stuff just to fuck with us, just to see what we'll actually pay, to see what the market will bear. Okay, question number 3. What's the most expensive beauty item you've purchased with your own money? That would be the gold palette from Natasha Denona. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the gold palette. That was, I believe, $162 Canadian. I must have been inebriated when I placed that order. That's the only logical excuse that I could have for that. Yeah. I don't see myself collecting all of those palettes because they are mother lovin' expensive. And she has more palettes that are even more expensive. Which brings us back to question number 2. At some point, the functionality of eyeshadows maxes out, and then you're just paying because other people have paid that price before, and the brand now feels that they can charge it. That's my conspiracy theory. Okay. Next question. Are you willing to buy products at full price, or do you usually wait for a sale or discount code? I'm willing to pay full price. I am. It depends on the product, really. If we're just talking makeup, I will pay full price for it. If I am ordering from an indie brand and I know that there is a coupon code or discount code, I will use it, but I don't necessarily wait for sales. When it comes to things like clothes, I absolutely do. I buy a lot of my clothes from Old Navy. Old Navy, their prices have gone up dramatically over the last year, but they also offer 40% off sales very frequently. Sometimes even 50% off sales. So that's when I go ham. So I can get like a $50 dress for 25 bucks. I usually end up buying 2. So I don't necessarily save any money, but I get more stuff for it. But with makeup, because I buy a lot of my stuff from Sephora, they don't really do sales all that often, and even when they do, it's 20%. That's not a huge savings. In Ontario, our sales tax is 13%. So it's basically like saving the sales tax. It's not that big of a deal. When it comes to shopping at Shoppers Drug Mart, particularly for luxury brands, they carry Dior, Lancome, Chanel. I buy my perfume from them. I will wait until they have point redemption days where you get extra money off for your points, so I will just amass them, and then I think that they cap out at like $300 or something, and I will go up to that amount. So yes and no. Oh, I accidentally already answered the other question. Where do you shop for beauty products the most? I would say Sephora, Shoppers Drug Mart, and then just indie brands in general. In terms of like physical location, I'm usually shopping from the comfort of my own home. I do a lot of stuff online. Our Sephora here in town is not very big. We do have, it's not a flagship, but it's like the next best thing to the flagship Sephora. It's about a 45-minute drive away, so I don't tend to go down there very often, and yeah, so I just do stuff online. For Shoppers Drug Mart, every store sells different brands, so when I do redeem my points with them, I just do it through their beauty boutique online because then I have access to everything. And then indie brands, a lot of them are just online anyways, so I love me some online ordering. The next question is, how often do you get your nails and or hair done? I do not get my nails done. I do buy like glue-on press-on nails, and that's about as getting my nails done as I get. I don't have the time or the patience to deal with filling and replacing and tips, and like I don't even know the vernacular for fake nails. I would much prefer to just glue one on and I'm good for like 4 days, and then they come off and I can actually scratch my skin again, and away we go. With hair, I go maybe every 2-3 months to get it cut, and I haven't yet taken the plunge to start getting my hair dyed at the salon. So I just buy a box and I do it myself. I'm in somewhat desperate need to do it. I did actually receive hair dye from a brand. They asked me to put it in a video, and I've been horrible, and I have been so busy and so run down and just emotionally drained. I'm much better now, FYI, that I hadn't got around to it, and now my hair is gray again. So it has nothing to do with the dye, it's entirely me. So I might still do a video, but you're gonna have to just suspend your disbelief a little bit. Okay, next. Number 7, do you prefer long or short nails? Definitely short. Even when I'm wearing glue-on nails, I want them as short as possible. I detest having long nails. It renders me completely useless. I can't do anything, even down to like the little fingerprint scanner on my phone. If my nails are too long, I can't get my fingernail on it. I have kids chasing around after Bennett, picking up his toys, changing his diaper, all that kind of stuff. I have super long nails. I can't do it. I don't know why I did it. When I ordered a set of glue-on nails, I got like the long version, thinking like I like the look of them, but what are they like in reality? And in reality, they suck. I don't think I lasted full 12 hours with them on. I literally could not do anything, including basic personal hygiene. So I don't know how people are doing that with these like 3-inch long pointy ass stiletto nails. I do not know how they wipe their butts. It's a mystery to me, let alone everything else. Like undoing your bra. I had to get Barry to undo mine. Like it just renders me completely useless, and I am not pampered enough to get away with not being able to dress myself in the morning. So definitely short nails. Question number 8, which makeup brush brand is your favorite? Valère. I would say Valère is right up there. They are probably my top favorite. I believe they're a Japanese brand, but their eye brushes are like $14 or so, and they're really good quality. I've had mine for well over a year at this point, and they haven't shed, they haven't splayed. I've talked about them a lot. I've also talked about them in my favorite brush video a few videos back. Sigma as well, I really do enjoy. I'm just looking at my brushes here trying to figure out what it is that I really like. Rephr, I only have one, and I really, really liked that. I liked it so much that I purchased, I think, 6 other brushes from them through their Kickstarter, but they're not going to arrive until like November, so I've got some time to wait on those. But I'd say those are my favorites. I would like to try Smith brushes, but they're very pricey. Same with Wayne Goss. I would like to try his brushes and Sonia G and all these like fancy brushes, but I'm cheap when it comes to some things, and so I have a hard time spending like $40 to $70 a brush. It hurts my soul. Number 9 is high-end or drugstore mascara. And I am a mixed bag. I have a bunch of mascaras, and there are ones from either category that I absolutely love. I do not think that you need high-end mascara. I really don't think you need it. That being said, there are some that I absolutely love. I love the Hourglass Caution Extreme mascara. I love Lancome Monsieur Big. I've actually been really impressed with the Too Faced Damn Girl and the Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I know that one's a bit polarizing. Some people really dislike it because they find that it flakes on them. I haven't had that experience, and I just really like the formula of it and what it does to my lashes. But there are also some awesome, awesome choices at the drugstore. L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I even like the CoverGirl Exhibitionist and Maybelline Total Temptation. Those 3 are like, they are on par with my $30 mascaras. Question number 10, think of your favorite makeup brand. Is it drugstore, high-end, luxury, or indie? In order to answer that, I have to figure out what my favorite makeup brand is. And that's like Sophie's Choice. What is my favorite makeup brand? I genuinely don't know what my favorite makeup brand is. I can say that it's not a drugstore brand because I don't have a lot of drugstore items, and although I find drugstore foundations and drugstore mascaras to be, and lipsticks honestly, to be every bit as good. Like if they were sitting on a shelf in Sephora, they would be every bit as good. I do find that drugstore eyeshadows are not always up to par, or at least up to what I would expect from them. So there's inconsistencies in lines in that regard. So I don't think, off the top of my head, I can't say that like Maybelline is my favorite or L'Oreal or anything like that. So it's not drugstore. I wouldn't say it's luxury. I don't have much in the way of luxury. I have like one Tom Ford lipstick. And while I really like it, I can't say that it's my favorite brand because I have one item from it. I tend not to buy a lot of luxury, just again because I am cheap in some regards and would rather have more stuff for the same amount than invest into one item unless I can get it on sale or using points at Shoppers Drug Mart. So that leaves us then with high-end, which I interpret to be like Sephora level, like Too Faced level, Tarte, that kind of thing, or indie. And frankly, I think I would probably say that it's got to be indie. So I'm kind of answering this more in terms of what category is my favorite, and I think indie is. I think there are definite benefits to indie brands. They are not as constrained, or at least they don't appear to be as constrained as like the Sephora brand, like Sephora level brands are. A lot more creativity, a lot more ability to just play and just put out wildly different color stories than what you find from, say, Tarte. And I also really just like the interaction between indie brand owners and their consumers, for the most part. I really like that some of them will actually say, like, here's a mock-up, what would you like to see changed? All of that kind of thing, and really take their consumers' feedback into account and then execute that. So it's not just lip service. So I really like that. Price point is usually really good. Shipping freaking kills me here in Canada, but that is outside of the control of the brand, and I get that. So overall, I do prefer indie brands, and I guess that would be my favorite category. Okay. So then question 11, the last one, is considering your answers to these questions, do you think you're bougie? I never did think I was bougie. I frankly can't even stand the word bougie. So therefore I certainly do not self-identify as being bougie. Yeah, so there's that. All right, I tag anybody who wants to do this one. I will leave the questions in the description box down below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now, guys.